I'm back with another Conor McGregor video. This is probably going to be the last one for a while. You know, me talking about Conor McGregor. I've basically followed Conor McGregor's career on YouTube ever since he came to the UFC. Right when he came to the UFC. I've been making videos about the guy, and I've always been a fan. Actually, there was one time when I wasn't a fan, and that's when he was injured. When he was out, he got hurt when he fought Max Holloway, and then he was out injured. He was injured, and he's talking, I'm the greatest, and I'm the best, and, you know, and going around, and then I'm thinking, dude, if you're injured with your knee, you ain't the best at anything. Anybody could walk up and kick you in the knee. You ain't going to beat nobody. You're not even healthy to fight, so how are you the best? And I found him kind of annoying during that period. However, when he came back and started fighting, I was a fan, and I was rooting for him again. And I've always rooted for Conor McGregor, and it was kind of like, it's been fascinating. It's been a rags to riches story, which everybody can relate to. And then, you know, he's real flashy with buying all the fancy things, and it's entertaining. And I think a lot of people from maybe lots of different cultures can relate to Conor McGregor. You know, whether you're, you know, like a white dude living in a trailer park, or whether you're maybe you're some rich guy that's white and you just find him entertaining. Maybe you're a black guy that watches Conor McGregor and you can relate to him. You know what I mean? It seems like everybody could kind of relate to Conor McGregor on some level. Like, you know what I mean? Like literally a rags to riches story. And it's just really strange. It's just a really strange thing. And it's been really fascinating. But, and there's a huge but here, and now that Conor has already done it, he's beat Jose Aldo, okay, and he's made it to the top, and had this big ego, but like, see, the difference between that when he was coming up is like he was trying to achieve something. He almost had to do that. He had to call out Jose Aldo, and just really, really disrespectful to Jose Aldo, and to a point to where he's almost kind of bullying the guy. You know what I mean? And I do think Jose Aldo speaks English. I swear I've seen a video of him speaking perfect English, and I know he understands what Conor's saying. So I do think he speaks English, but he's in a position where he has to sit there and basically get bullied. I think he just didn't really know how to deal with the situation. And, you know, it's like everybody's pulling for Conor, and it's exciting, but really, Conor really was kind of in the wrong. But we understood why he was doing it, because he wants to be the champ, and he wanted to have everybody talking about him. He wanted everybody to know who he was, and it worked. Everybody knows who he was. Everybody tuned in to watch to see what's going to happen. However, now that he's done that, okay, I would have liked to seen Conor McGregor been a little bit more humble. People are still going to want to watch the guy. People are still going to want to watch him because everybody knows who he is now. Everybody's going to want to tune in. I think he should have just brought it down a notch. You know, still been himself. But his head, seems like now it's just really gone to his head. It's like every fight that he won kept going to his head, which is okay. But it seems like his head has gotten too big. Kind of like Ronda Rousey. Her head was just way too big. Just too big. And basically at this point, I just watched, press conference, Conor McGregor and Rafael dos Anjos. Now, for me personally, this is where this type starts to kind of cross the line. You know, like I said, you're somebody who is broke, and you're going for a rags to riches story. And I get it. I totally get it. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do. But the guy's already a millionaire. He's a millionaire now. So now he's sitting there, and you got Rafael dos Anjos sitting there, who I like. I've always liked Rafael dos Anjos. He's like Rafael dos Anjos is a rags to riches story. Okay? I mean, there was like a story of his kids were playing a video game with Benson Henderson and all these guys in the video game, and his kids asked him, "Yeah, how come you're not in this game? You've beat these guys." He just didn't get the respect that he really deserved, and he just kind of came out of nowhere, and he's the champ, and he's just, so I'm a fan of Dos Anjos. I like Rafael dos Anjos. I think he's a really good fighter. I just like the guy. I also like Conor McGregor, but I'm almost kind of falling back into where when Conor McGregor was injured, where he was kind of getting on my nerves, and he does get on some people's nerves. Not everybody likes him. I don't know if I'm rooting for him. And you can't control. You just naturally root for somebody. So, am I rooting for Dos Anjos? Am I rooting for Conor McGregor? I don't know. I will find out when they fight. But I'm starting to think I'm almost, basically, guys, Conor McGregor, deserves to get knocked out. At this point in time, the guy's a millionaire now. He's no longer poor, trying to become a millionaire. He almost deserves to get knocked out. It's like he's a millionaire now, trying to bully somebody. And it's different than some guy who's trying to attain something. He should have been more humble, and he's not. He's actually going the other direction. His head's getting too big. He's becoming annoying. He's starting to annoy me, and I'm a fan of his. He's over here. You have Rafael dos Anjos sitting here. And Conor McGregor is saying all these disrespectful things to him, calling him a gringo, and just basically being extremely just disrespectful. Saying what he's done in his career. I mean, Dos Anjos' last wins are bigger than Conor's wins, or equally as big. I mean, no, bigger. I mean, what he's done is equally as amazing as Conor McGregor's. The only difference is he hasn't verbally mapped it out and made such a big deal about it. But make no mistake about it. What Dos Anjos has done is pretty much the same thing as Conor. It's been a long time coming, and I mean, Conor, he's amazing. He is. He beats everybody in one round. His whole career is just, you guys can't even last one round with the guy. But I'm starting to maybe almost root. I don't know if I'm rooting against him, but basically he deserves to get knocked out. Anyway, Rafael dos Anjos is sitting there, right? It's like he can't just go punch this guy in the face. If Rafael dos Anjos were to walk across and just punch Conor McGregor in the face, he'd probably get stripped of the title. He'd probably lose. He's going to definitely lose out on a lot of money, and he can't do that. And it's like, to me, it's like if someone called you in at your work, and you had your boss sitting there, and you had to sit there and listen to an assistant manager really, really degrade and disrespect you, and you couldn't do anything about it. Can you imagine? And you have to sit there in that situation and be calm. I mean, I don't even know what to even say. If I was Dos Anjos, I don't know what I would do. I guess because there's so much on the line that he has to sit there and take that. Maybe he could have. I mean, really, what I would have done, I would have showed up and brought a squirt gun filled with ink and water, and I'd start squirting ink and water all over the guy, or just have a twist off bottle or something. Just go dump a bottle of ink all over him. A big huge dump some ink all over the guy. Literally just make a fool out of him. You know what I mean? Are you going to get in trouble for that? I don't know. Maybe you would. But to me, that's not anywhere near as disrespectful as having to sit there and listen to that. And I think Conor McGregor's wrong to talk to people like that at this point in time. I mean, it was wrong to do it, at any time. But at least understand why he was doing it. It's like kind of like Chael Sonnen when he was being really disrespectful to Anderson Silva. Chael Sonnen, who's like stinks and has never, accomplished anything, substantial. He's never accomplished anything compared to these guys he's talking about, right? But I understood why he was doing it, for the attention, so he could get the fights. And the same thing goes with Conor McGregor. But the thing is now, that's not the situation anymore, and it's just out of line. He really should have been more respectful to Dos Anjos and acknowledge that hey, I wanted to fight Dos Anjos because Dos Anjos has pretty much done the same thing that I've done. I've just been more outspoken, and it's been more documented and been more followed. And to beat somebody like Dos Anjos would be an honor of mine. He should have said something like that, because what he's doing is wrong, and I think he's going to lose fans, guys. Because am I still rooting for him? I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think what he's doing is wrong. I think he's going to lose fans. And if Conor McGregor, if you're watching, hopefully that makes some sense, man. It's like, it's time to be a little bit more humble. Maybe still flash the money, still be yourself, but running down somebody else who can't do anything. He can't go punch you in the face. There's way too much money on the line. If this was a $20,000 a year job, he probably would have got up and went and knocked the guy out. I got in a fight in a body shop where I worked and knocked the guy out. I lost my job, but I just could get another job. Dos Anjos is not really in that position. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, guys, that's my thoughts on that, and I'll see you later.